I love Walker Jenkins. I've been all in on him for a long time. He got banged up this year, a couple leg injuries, so limited him to 82 games. It seems like it had some lingering impact too when he did come back, as far as his ability to use his lower half to drive the ball. But the traits are they're all there for him to develop into a monster. I mean, you see on paper more walks and strikeouts, K rate 13%. He's always putting together quality at bats, and
Hmm.
there's just a combination of both finesse and power at the plate. I mean, you look at him and he's
Yep.
this big, strong, physical athlete who you expect to go out there and hit the crap out of the ball, which I mean, he certainly can, but he does it with a really sweet, easy lefty swing, an accurate barrel. There's even less swing and miss with him than there is with Max Clark.
The
Um,
contact rates are insane that he's shown this
yeah,
year.
I mean, he doesn't get pull happy. He has the balance and the adjustability to stay on off speed stuff. So there just aren't many holes there
Hmm.
offensively. And on paper, you look and see, okay, 6 home runs in 82 games. If you ever watched Walker Jenkins at full strength taking BP, like there's no question that this guy has big power and the type of slugging numbers that he's going to be capable of producing.
Walker hit one of the most aesthetically pleasing home runs that I've ever seen when I went to watch him in high school at the North Carolina coast. It was like the sun was setting behind him, and so it was just like a great backdrop. And then he unleashes this beautiful swing on against a pitcher who did not have this sort of stuff to challenge Walker Jenkins, to be entirely honest. So it was not an example of Walker's elite pure hitting ability. It was more just the swing looks so good and he can drive the ball such a long way. So I mean, his swing is one of my favorites. Just the way it looks, how easy it is, how it comes together. It was funny, like during the draft. I won't name names, but there are some people who were like, "Oh, I hate the way his swing works," and I was like, "What? What do we not like about Walker Jenkins' swing? Like it looks like the perfect left-handed swing to me. I love everything about it.
Was
It's
was
so
it
easy. There's no like hitching going on. It's smooth. He's on time. Like I like the slight uphill path. Like everything looked great. I never understood that criticism.
was your source for that the pitcher that gave up that
No, no,
bomb?
no, no, no. It was someone who I won't say, but it was just surprising to me.
Yeah, well, I see somebody who could be a 30 plus home run hitter,
Yeah.
go with strong contact and strong on base skills. I just, I hope he stays healthy in 2025 because I think the upside is there for him to potentially be the number one prospect in baseball if
Yes.
everything
Agree.
clicks for him.
Agree. And I'm a little surprised in our report we cite an average throwing arm. I thought he had a plus throwing arm in high school. I don't know if that's backed up or if they're just maybe more diverse opinions, but that was a little surprising for me to hear.
Yeah, well, to be determined maybe where he ends up defensively. Would give him every opportunity to stay in center field. He's just an animal, man. He
Hmm.
runs well for his size, but it's also not like prototype center. Like he's not a 70 runner, he's not an 80 runner.
No, he's
So I
just like
do
an
think,
easy glider. It's not like burner speed. He just moves well underway.
yeah, he plays hard. Like he goes all out. It's a point where like, oh, I'm gonna like ease up on the a little bit. Like we don't want you to get hurt that too bad walk, but I think I don't know. It's almost like Bryce Harper in that way, where it's just
Yeah.
like playing full throttle, crashing the walls, dive, do whatever he can to try to make every play.
Okay, let's get into Emmanuel Rodriguez, who I don't know if he is a polarizing player just because the production has consistently been so good, but he certainly has a weird offensive profile. It was the case last year. I don't know that it's gotten more extreme. It's just kind of maintained his extreme nature. He swings and misses as much as anyone that we're really going to talk about today. He chases out of the zone maybe less frequently than anyone we're going to talk about today. His max exit velocity is as impressive or more impressive than anyone we're going to talk about today. It's just a weird profile. Not a ton of average, a lot of OBP, a lot of power. What do you got on Emmanuel Rodriguez?
He is a fascinating player for um yeah, it's 70 raw power, tickling 80 raw. He runs huge walk rates in part because he rarely chases, but then the
He
other part
doesn't
is that
swing ever.
he just leaves the bat on his shoulder. He had a 32% swing rate. That's extremely low. Like you might see that from hitters who are in like the rookie ball
Yeah.
leagues who
Or some
are
context for that rate of all the AL top 10 players. It was him and Chase Mydroth had a basically 31, 32% swing rate. The next lowest swing rate, you're going to guys like Churio, Cooper Ingle, Travis Bazana. They're all 36 to 38. So like the jump 5 percentage points in like the next most passive of this group of players is kind of crazy.
yeah, and like the guys in rookie ball are just you might have a passive hitter who's facing guys who can't throw strikes. Okay, fine.
Yes.
But you don't
Yep.
typically see that from full season league hitters,
Mm-hmm.
especially once you're talking about the guys who are playing in Double A or Triple A, like Rodriguez did. He also ran a 28% K rate. It was 29% the year before, and it seems like he is an injury prone player. Right? He only played 37 games this year. Thumb
Just what the
injury.
Twins need.
Right.
An
So
injury prone outfielder.
thumb injury, he had surgery, he's had what, abdomen, he's had knee, he's had hand injuries. He's missed a lot of time. So the upside is a masher who could hit 30 home runs in the middle of the lineup, draw a ton of walks, albeit with probably a frustrating amount of whiffs, and maybe play center field. I think probably fits better in a corner long term, but there are a lot of extremes to his skill set.
Yeah, just a very weird profile, and that makes him a fun prospect for me outside of the injuries that you were just listing off. Obviously, it'd be a lot more fun if he was on the field more often. I would expect a fairly wide range of outcomes in terms of where he's placed on our top 100 and just feedback from the scouting community. Just talking to you guys on staff, hearing where some scouts are placing him on their like universal top prospect list is kind of crazy how high he goes on some, and I imagine just the contact skills would put him lower on others. But he feels a bit like an analytics analyst's dream, just given the the frequency with which he swings and the raw power that he has.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily using these as comps because I think there are physical and athletic differences here. But however you feel about a player like Joey Gallo or Kyle Schwarber, that's probably how you're going to feel
Mm,
about Emmanuel Rodriguez because Kyle Schwarber's a 30 plus homer,
yeah.
multiple 40 plus home run season guy who can draw 100 walks. He's also leading the league in strikeouts.
Yeah.
Defensively, positionally, athletically, very different types of athletes. But, whether it's Schwarber or Gallo, you will find people who
Yeah.
are fans of the team that they're on who love them and fans who absolutely
Yeah.
despise them, who just get triggered by seeing them at the plate, having to watch them strike out 200 times a year. I think
I'm assuming
Emmanuel, yeah,
there's probably a negative correlation of people who love Luis Ariz and people who love Emmanuel Rodriguez. I can't imagine there are people who are super excited about both those profiles.
very different. I think he's going to activate Twins fans in the same way.
Yeah, if you value average, search elsewhere. I suppose just double down on Walker Jenkins. All right, let's
Or
go
go
through
for
the.
Luke Keaschall.
Yeah, you
Luke
could go to
Keaschall's
Luke
a good hitter,
Keaschall.
man. I like
He's a
him.
very good hitter. We've got a plus hit tool on him. He basically hits 300 wherever he goes. He shut down with Tommy John surgery, so just more injuries. Really, all the players we talked about so far on the Twins have had some injuries that have flared up, which is maybe not ideal. But he is a great hitter. I think he's got solid tools across the board. He runs well, good enough to play second base. I guess we'll see what the arm looks like moving forward. But the hit power is solid, and I think it's more hit over power. But if he's a plus hitter, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, just very hitterish look with him. He doesn't have the other big tools of some other players, but just a very steady, very polished hitter. Controls his zone, makes a ton of contact. There's enough power in there. I don't know, 15, 20 home run type guy. But I think somebody who potentially could hit toward the top of the lineup is a very advanced hit tool with him.